Meanwhile, we have to start. Distinguished colleagues, we start those in favor that order 1, 2, and 3 stand part of our rules. Say aye. Amendment. Yes. Senator Tolo DB.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I took a note of the 3E that says take the chair of the Senate as President of the Senate. E. I mean, 3E. E. Yeah, take the chair of the Senate as President of the Senate. Mr. Chairman, I'm of the opinion that this should be take the 3E on, yes, 3, then E, yes. Yeah. Methods of voting. All right. I'm of the opinion that this should be changed to take the seat. I'm of the opinion that this should be changed to take the seat of the Senate as President of the Senate. And the reason is that the seat, as against the chair, is more indicative of democratic power and than an official language that the chair connotes. And I think seat is a seat of power. Is more in line with that compare the chair here.
I think the chair is the correct legislative term. So those in favor that standing orders 1, 2, and 3. Okay, amendment. ID Young.
Mr. President, I remain Senator ID Young, and I'm calling attention to page 2, order 3.2, ranking of senators. And I'm seeking a clarification, Mr. President. It says nomination of senators to serve as presiding officers and appointments of principal officers and other officers of the Senate. That word "and other officers" is nebulous. It is better to have clarity as to who or what those offices are. If you look at, we have presiding officers, principal officers, and that one, other officers, is nebulous. We need to define it. Thank you, Mr. President.
I don't know, but I imagine that when you say other senators, maybe chairman and deputy chairman. I think that are the other officers. Wouldn't that be? Okay. Senator Binos Yaradona.
Thank you, Mr. President, Chairman. Binos Yaradona South. My amendment is on page 2. 2C on page 2. The clerk, before proceeding with the provisions of paragraph 2D, shall ensure that 2/3 of the senators elect are present. I am suggesting that we change that 2/3 to a simple majority. Reason being, if 37 senators decide to stay away on the day of inauguration, then it means that sitting will not hold. Thank you.
Senator Binosia Odera is proposing an amendment to 2C on page 2, at the top of page 2, that instead of the clerk, before proceeding with provisions of paragraph 2D, shall ensure that 2/3 of the senators elect are present. He's saying simple majority. Senator James Manager.
Mr. Chairman, sir, my respected colleague, James Manager, Delta South. The inauguration of the Senate, the first sitting of that particular Senate, is an important matter. Very, very important. And going by what we have been seeing, and what has even happened elsewhere in Edo State and some other places, we are talking about the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's not a mild matter. It's not a simple matter. We are talking about the first sitting, the inauguration of the Senate. I think 2/3 is good enough.
Yes. Ibikunle Amosun, I represent Ogun Central. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I believe that we should err on the side of caution, Mr. President. Ordinarily, yes, we could say 2/3 is good, but in the climb and in the way we operate, so if maybe 1+ maybe 1/3 just decide that, okay, we are not coming because we want to stall this, they will succeed. I want to believe that, particularly with our experience, that a simple majority will suffice in this what we are trying to do. Because saying yes, we know it's very important, but people, the way we are, just to get maybe 1/3 plus maybe just one, and that's the end of story. But if you say simple majority, I think that should be another thing. That's my suggestion. Simple majority.
Distinguished colleagues, at the rate we are going, I don't think we can finish this in today. So I would advise that we can make contributions, but maybe we need to also make some progress. There are two arguments here. One is 2/3, that is what is recommended by the committee, that we need 2/3 before the inauguration takes place. And the argument is that first day to elect presiding officers is so important that you should have 2/3 to be present. And there is a counter argument that if that becomes the law, all they will need to do is not only not to come, but prevent others from coming to stall the election of presiding officers or even the inauguration of the Senate. I think the two arguments are clear here. Each one is really convincing, but I think we need to be careful, because it's much easier for someone or some people to frustrate the inauguration. So those who are preaching that are saying, why not simple majority? This simple majority could be composition of many people. So I will maybe put the question on the amendment. If you vote against the amendment proposed by, who proposed it initially? Simple majority, Senator Binod Sierra, that simple majority is enough. If you vote yes, that is as amended. If you vote nay, then we leave what is here, that you need 2/3 majority before the election of presiding officers can take place. Am I clear? Exactly. That's what I said. If you vote yes, you are voting for simple majority. If you vote nay, you are voting for 2/3. That we must have 2/3 before the election of presiding officers. Is that clear? Okay. Distinguished colleagues. No, please. We have two issues. Let's take these two first, please. DSP.
Thank you, Mr. President. Clearly, I think that there is merit to both arguments. My mic is on, I'm sorry. Ovi Omo Agege, Delta Central Central District. Mr. President, I'm beginning to feel there's merit to both arguments. So I was going to suggest that for those of us who may elect, in fact, who will elect to go for 2/3, that we should put a caveat that in the event that this fear, comes to reality, then we shall revert back to simple majority for the purposes of the election of principal officers. Yes. No, the very first day. If on the first day, while we are here, it becomes clear to those who are here and the clerk of the Senate that there's a move to frustrate the election of principal officers because of lack of that quorum of 2/3. Yes, because of the lack. Excuse me, I have the floor. Because of lack of that quorum. If it becomes clear that quorum is not there, that 2/3 quorum is not there, then the principal officers can be elected based on simple majority. Thank you, Mr. President.
Let me state this. That first day, there's no senator. Everybody is senator-elect. Only the clerk can make the judgment. I think we should be very careful, because we shouldn't give the clerk so much power and then at the end of the day, senators-elect leave this place in disappointment. So I think we need to look at this very, very critically, because nobody who comes here that day is a senator, and you have no decision to take. You can't take any decision. It's not for you to say we want it done now. The clerk is the only person who can take that decision. So I will put the vote, please. Those in favor that standing orders 1 and 2, that standing orders 1 and 2, we have not amended 1 and 2, stand part of our rules, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. We are talking about no standing order. Sorry, I'm putting 1 different from 2, because 2C was one that we changed. Those of you that standing order 1 remain part of the rules, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now this is why we amended standing order 2C. Those of you that standing order 2 as amended stand part of the rules. As amended, that is minimum, simple majority. As amended, and the amendment is simple majority. Those who are standing order 2 as amended remains part of the rules. say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Mr. President, what we are doing here is very sensitive. My amendment, I'm just trying to lay foundation for my amendment. Okay, my amendment is simple majority that is based on at least total representation across the country. So that we don't have a situation where 10 or 20 people from one section of the country will determine a state president. That will lead to chaos.
Well, since you have come up with an amendment, I will need a seconder. Any seconder? No seconder. So, distinguished colleagues, we are going to order 3. Order 3 on page 2. Those in favor that order 3 stand part of the rules, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 4. Order 4. Yes, I'm coming. It's on page 7. Sitting of the Senate, language. Order 4 is on page 7. So are you, so order 4? Order 4? No, we are on order 4. Yes. Those in favor that order 4, the language, stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Order 5, quorum, and it's retained, just like we use it in our standing orders. There is no change. Those in favor that order 5 stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Order 6, seat of senators retained. Order 6 on page 8. Okay.
An amendment I will cut across is about the use of gender language. Like under 6.2, no, we haven't. A senator may only speak from the seat allocated to him. I think what you have said in the beginning, all the him or he or she should be him or her. I just want it to be like that across. There are several places. It was changed at the beginning, but it didn't change across through. That's what I'm going to say. Because mutatis mutandi, that's what I wanted. No substantive amendment. It's a gender language I'm talking.
So he is proposing an amendment, and I need a seconder. Okay, no seconder. No seconder, so the amendment has fallen. So those in favor that order 6 stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 7 is retained just as we practice it. Those in favor that order 7 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 8 is on page 9. Those in favor that order 8 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 9 privileges, and we have retained everything. Order 10 retained, order 11 retained, order 12 retained. Okay, let me put order 9 to 11. Those in favor that orders 9, 10, and 11 stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 12, DSP.
12C, Mr. President, 12C, I think this is a typo. It should read former presidents and former deputy presidents, not vice presidents of the Senate. Instead of vice president of the Senate, deputy president of the Senate. That's 12C. Yeah, what we had.
Vice President of the Senate.
Yeah.
Deputy.
I think the DSP is right. Our standing orders, page 6, you have the voting. All senators elect are entitled to participate in the voting for Senate President and Deputy Senate President. So anywhere we see Vice President is supposed to be Deputy. So it's not only C, DSP. If you look at B, okay. Oh, yeah, you are right. Okay, only C. So it's that's not even an amendment really. It's a typo. So those in favor that order 12 to what? Order 12? Okay.
The next page, page 11, I, former speakers and former deputy speakers, not deputy speakers. I, Roman I on page 11, former speakers and former deputy speakers.
In favor that order 12 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 13, complaint against newspaper book retained. Order 14, privilege matter raised when Senate nosity retained. Order 15, so order 13. Those in favor that order 13 stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against any, the ayes have it. Order 14. Yes.
Actually, this is a general observation. No, well, because it goes through. Okay, order 14, the third line, has arisen since Senate last met, and which he is not gender sensitive. And there are so many of them like that.
Is there any seconder to distinguished colleagues? I think we just have to take a decision on this, because we can't pass this one like this and then the other one like that. It's for us to decide how do we want it, and then we remain consistent. Yeah? So how do you want it? Because if we decide, we don't have to amend anything. The secretariat should just replace all where you see he, you push she, him, her. Is that okay? Okay. All things being equal. So, order 14, retain. Order 15, retain also. Order 16, retain. Order 17, retain. Order 18, retain. Order 19, retain. Those in favor that orders 16, 17, 18, 19 stand part of the rules, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 20, functions of the President of the Senate. The committee redrafted for easy flow and clarity. It didn't change anything, really. So those in favor that order 20 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 21, duties of the Deputy President of the Senate, retained. Order 22, retained. Those in favor that orders 21 and 22 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 23, majority leader of the Senate. So there is a little bit of this nomenclature. From majority leader is Senate leader, of course. Those in favor that order 23 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any, the ayes have it. Amendment.
On page 15, D, 2D, order 23. On page 15, 2D, perform such duties as the President of the Senate. Just President, that is there.
I think that's not an amendment. It's an secretarial, secretarial tech note of the Senate is missing. President of the Senate. So order 24. Those in favor that order 24 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 25. Those in favor that order 25 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 26. Those in favor that order 26 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, any the ayes have it. Order 27 is retained. Amendment.
Order 27, A, 2A. We have just changed majority leader to Senate leader, but he's still reading majority leader here. So it should be Senate leader, not Senate majority leader. Whatever it is, it's majority that is there now.
Secretariat, wherever we see Senate Majority Leader, we replace it with Senate Leader. Secretariat, please. Thank you. So order 27, those in favor that order 27 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. I don't have order 20. I don't have order 28. Order 28 is missing. Leader. I'm not, it's not here. Oh, okay. No, it should have been made bold. Just like all the others. Maybe. Okay. 28 is new insertion. Those in favor that order 28 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. 29. Those in favor that order 29 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 30, duties of deputy minority whip. Those in favor that order 30 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 31. Those in favor that order 31 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 32 is retained. 33 is retained. 34 is retained. 35 is retained. Okay, those in favor that orders 32, 33, and 34 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 35, Senator Tolu Odibi.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. In Order 35, number 6, where it says that the Sergeant at Arms shall, no senator or visitor shall enter the chamber or the gallery of the Senate with any type of walking stick. I think there must be a caveat there, especially with people living with disabilities. Because you can have a situation where you have someone that's living with disability and a walking stick is a means of support. So they must have a caveat there, especially for people that live with disabilities.
Yes, Senator Amaboketa.
I rise to second this important amendment as suggested by Senator Tolu.
Those in favor that order 35 as amended stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 36, order 37 also retained. Order 38 also retained. Those in favor that orders 36, 37, and 38 stand part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 39 retained. Those in favor that order 39 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 40 petitions. Those in favor that order 40 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that order 41 retained, 42 retained, 43 retained. Yes. Sorry? Even matter of urgent public importance is now 41, not 42. So are you okay? Okay, those in favor that orders 41, 42, and 43 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 44 retained. Order 45 retained. Order 46 retained. Those in favor that orders 44, 45, 46, and 47 stands part of the rule say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Order 48 retained. Order 49 retained. Order 50 retained. 51 retained, 52 retained. Those in favor that those orders stand part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 53. Those in favor that order 53 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Okay, we have come to page 32. There is problem of numbering on page 32. Order 53 is supposed to be 54. Are we there? It's supposed to be 54, not 53, because 53 is in the previous page, raising a point of order. So time limit and sequence of speeches will be order 54. Is that clear? Okay. So the numbering, Secretariat, you should take note, because this is something that you can do. Of course, with the supervision of the committee. So that will be those in favor that order 54 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 54 again, but what is now 55? Those in favor that order 55, senators to stand still, that order 55 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 56 on page 34. On page 34. Those in favor that order 56 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. And then again on page 35, 56 was repeated. It's supposed to be 57. Dilatory motion, so Secretariat take note. Those in favor that order 57 stands part of the rule, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 58, order 59 retained. Order 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, and 67, 68, 69, and 70 voting. Those in favor that those orders stand part of the rules, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 71 is on page 42, mode of voting. Order 71 is on page 42, mode of voting. Those in favor that 71, 72 all retained, 73, 74, 75. Those in favor that those orders stand part of the rules, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Order 76, procedure on bills, is retained. 77 retained. 78, 79, and 80. Those in favor that those orders stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.